The US Vice President spreads Russian propaganda in Europe. This is what we will talk about today. This is his speech I will be talking about. Vice President JD Vance delivers remarks at the Munich Security Conference. And we will talk about the conference in general and a few other very interesting and important things. And about the war in Ukraine, of course, and about American President Donald Trump. Hello there, I'm Elena, welcome back to my channel Enough of Propaganda. Please like, subscribe, share my videos. Let's make truth available for everyone. For people who doesn't know me, here in the playlist there is a whole playlist about me, so you can find out who I am and where I'm from. Unlike many other people, I provide full information where I'm from. I showed even some of my documents. I am originally from Russia. I was born in the USSR. And now for over 20 years I'm living in Canada. I used to teach in several Russian universities. And I researched the war in Ukraine very, very well. For over 10 years. I have sources all over Ukraine and all over Russia. And I provide lots of information and in the description to my videos. And sometimes in the comments, pinned comment under my videos, I provide all the information necessary. If I use any sources, which often I use a lot of them, and maybe not even all of them I mark right in the video, but many of my videos, except for my own personal experience, are based on extensive research, and I'm proving everything I say. People who know me and my subscribers for a long time, you already know all of this, but for new people, and especially for Russian trolls who just right now started to attacking my channel again, I'm saying that I don't base my video on the propaganda of one party or another, or one country or another. I'm fighting propaganda. I research it and I'm proving everything. So, and I have a plenty of videos about even Putin proving my words by admitting to his own lies and so on. So you're welcome to watch my videos, make your own opinion, verify sources, and this is how we know what is true and what is not. Don't worry, I won't make you listen to this speech. You're welcome to do it in your own time. I'll give you the link, of course, as a source. I provide the sources as I said, so you're welcome to do it yourself. All I will do is give you a very short summary, which is this. Why defend yourself from tyranny and disinformation? Just surrender to Putin and any other dictator. Let them trample your laws, democracy and freedom by freely spreading their disinformation, propaganda and lies in your country. Putin and China are not your enemies. Democracy and freedom are. And this is what is happening in Ukraine right now. This is video posted by Vladimir Zelensky, Ukrainian president. Meanwhile, we will continue talking about JD Vance's speech. What's the new American administration has failed to understand, or it's deliberately ignoring, is that freedom of speech does not mean freedom of foreign propaganda in your country. Propaganda, disinformation, and misinformation are weapons used by Russia, China, and other dictatorships to undermine and destroy nations. Russia is not even hiding it in its intent. America and the free world are its enemies, and it seeks to destroy them. Putin has openly threatened the world with nuclear weapons multiple times over the last 3 years. I have several videos on my channel alone about Russian nuclear threats. Vice President JD Vance failed to grasp that people should have rights. Bots should not. Bots aren't even people. They are just computer programs. The message we are getting from the United States right now, and exactly from him, is just roll over and surrender to weak and pathetic dictators. Don't you dare to stop them from interfering in your elections. Let's return to an era where might makes right. Putin has brought a time machine. Let's use it. And this is what happens when you use this time machine. Russia, China, and other dictatorships unleash a fire hose of disinformation against us every single day. Don't let them destroy your country the way they destroyed theirs. We have already seen how Russian propaganda fueled division in the United States during 2016 and 2020 elections. Brexit, and other political crises. How much more damage needs to be done before leaders wake up? Isn't it ironic? In Russia and China, there are no real elections, independent journalism is crushed, and yet in the free world, their propaganda spreads without restriction. They exploit our openness to destroy us from within, exactly what Stalin proposed to do to the West in 1930s. History has shown us what happens when democracies hesitate to stand up to tyrants. The question is, will we learn from the past or will we repeat it? This is my hometown, which used to be Stalingrad during World War II. These days it's called Volgograd. This is what happened to my hometown. Don't let it happen to yours. Meanwhile, American President Donald Trump keeps saying stupid and dangerous things. This time he managed to get angry whole bunch of people from different countries, from Russian so-called Z-patriots, which is pro-Putin bloggers paid by the FSB, many of them, and so on, because they afraid that if there would be a ceasefire or so on, or some sort of agreement between Russia and Ukraine, and the war will stop, this is somehow bad for Russia, in their opinion. He made angry Ukrainian people. I'm not talking about Ukrainian President Zelensky or his office, because they need American help. Not like they can survive without it, but they would be way easier if America will help, which they promised and they should have. So they kind of trying to be polite and not calling out Trump's bluff. But since I'm not from Ukraine, I will. This is what he's saying.
I think President Putin wants peace and President Zelensky wants peace.
Oh, really? Putin really wants peace. Putin, as I told you in many, many videos on my channel, Putin can't have peace. He cannot. Literally, Russian economy in such a bad position. Last thing Putin need, and whole bunch of people with the guns return home. He can't afford it. He can't. Or he will lose his power. This is why he will keep lying to American President Trump. But the result of Trump's conversations with Putin, basically it's legitimizing a Russian little usurper who isn't legal president of my country, Russia. He wasn't really elected legally ever. Yeltsin appointed him without any election, and then every election was a sham, and last election was even more made up than anything else. Besides the Putin destroyed opposition, just yesterday was a year anniversary of the Navalny's death. Navalny is a Russian oppositional leader who Putin killed. So, if to talk about who isn't legitimate leader, it's not Zelensky, it's Putin. And yet, for several years, during, for example, Biden's presidency, which I have lots of issues with, but nevertheless, they did not talk to Putin, they did not. And even now, Biden, not being a president, is not calling Putin every day or talking to Putin. The fact that American president legitimized Putin is really bad. And especially proposing things like, oh, maybe Russia will join G7 or this and that. Why? Russia isn't power. Russia doesn't have economy. Russia is the fascist country who attacked Ukraine for no reason. And rewarding Putin by doing that, completely playing in the hands of Russian propaganda. Who Trump made happy is Russian propagandists. They thrilled. They say in Europe mean nothing. Canada is not even a country. And now Russia, China, and United States, as equal partners, will decide the world fate. This is complete nonsense, but this is what happens when American politicians or any other politicians doing stupid things. When politician says or does dangerous and or stupid things, he deserves criticism. Only in dictatorships and cults do people kneel and praise their leader no matter what he has done. I have no reason to praise Trump. This is where it leads to. These are the Russian people. This is how they're communicating with their Tsar. This is posted by Anton Gerashchenko. They kneeling. The Tsar and his slaves. This is your future, Americans. Learn to stand on your knees. Or resist. Meanwhile, Putin made Trump look like a complete idiot. Because just now Trump was saying that, oh, I talked to Putin. Oh yeah, he wants peace. Russian drone was hitting Chernobyl nuclear plant. the next very day. A drone pierced the outer shell of Ukraine's Chernobyl nuclear plant. Radiation levels are normal. So thank goodness the sarcophagus built by European countries to protect Chernobyl nuclear power station. Now Russia sent a drone. That's how Putin wants peace and make Trump look like complete idiot. This post from Maria Avdeeva. I witnessed damage caused by a Russian drone at Chernobyl nuclear power plant, including Shahed-Gerань drone debris. Potential consequences could have been catastrophic. We must hold Russia accountable, not appease it. But apparently some American politicians too stupid to realize that. Here is my channel, Enough of Propaganda, where I share extensive information about Russia and the wonderful life Putin has created for Russians. And by the way, 858,390 of them either dead, wounded, or missing in action, and can't enjoy the wonderful life bloody Russian dictator created for them. These are Russian losses from yesterday, 16th of February. 1,730 people in one day. So you can take a glimpse into the future, what it can be in your country. How wonderful could you live? If to count that about 6 million Russians don't even have warm toilets in their house, they have to go into outhouses. Well, you can imagine what I'm talking about. This is President Zelensky's post. Russia in its current state needs war to maintain its grip on power, and it proves its intent to keep fighting by bombarding Ukraine every single day. This week alone, Russia has launched nearly 1,220 aerial bombs, over 850 attack drones, and more than 140 missiles of various types against our people. Ukraine is defending itself. We stand and fight thanks to the bravery of our warriors and the support of our partners. But we need more air defense system to protect Ukrainians' lives. Europe and the world must be better protected from such evil and prepared to confront it. This requires a strong, united foreign policy and pressure on Putin, who started this war and now it's expanding it globally. Together with Europe, the US, and our partners, we can end this war with just and lasting peace. I can confirm this because I have several videos. You can see what Russian ceasefire can bring and so on. You're welcome to watch it. What can you do? As an American, you can do what, for example, Professor Gerdes is doing. What he did. He is a YouTuber, American Republican YouTube blogger. Well, that's what he wrote to his senator. He proposes using his letter as a template to persuade Trump to do the right thing and help Ukraine. Here is my post on Quora about this, and I made a template of the letter of Professor Gerdes. You're welcome to use it. So don't just sit back and watch. Educate yourself, spread awareness, and demand action from your leaders. Silence is complicity. Resist this new imperialism while you still can, because once a dictator sees full power, it will be too late. Russians have learned this lesson the hard way. They missed their chance. Please don't follow their lead. But it's up to you. Whatever you like, you're welcome to watch it on my channel, how wonderful Russians are living. This would be your future. This is the difference between countries who are free or want to be free and Russia. So, this is all for today. Thank you for watching. Learn the truth and stay informed. See you later.